Hello again, viewers, and greetings, fellow space travelers. This is Thorn of Night, and welcome to another lovely day. I'm doing an early stream today because, well, I'm up and I figure I might as well. Uh, Welcome to Wednesday, the 16th of July, 2025. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Hold on. I have gotten my new microphone, my new headset, and all that, and I've been having to fiddle around with some of the settings. Is this gonna be a problem? It might. Uh, it's okay. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. All right. Let's switch back to that. There we go. Anyway, I figured I'm up. I might as well stream if I'm going to be working on stuff. I might as well stream it, especially because I'm trying to get back into the streaming mode more regularly again. So here we are. Um, I don't know if this is going to be a long stream, an average 4 hour stream, a quick stream, and then take a break and then stream again later. I don't know, but I am awake now and I am streaming now. So here we are. And this might give an opportunity for people who tend to be asleep or whatever when I do a late stream to actually catch a stream today. Um, let's see here. Business. First things first. Uh, ba- ba. Come over here. There we go. Let me say thank you to the people who help support my channels through Patreon. Elmaze 11 Dogma Infinium, Sean Little Cuddles, X-Blaze Ninja Zero, and Jeremiah English. Thank you guys so very, very much for your support and your company and everything else. It really does make a world of difference. Makes it so I can, get these headphones and otherwise keep the lights on. Um, Hopefully, before the end of this year, I will be also putting up a Minecraft server and maybe drum up a little bit more support that way as well. Who knows? I have a lot of big plans for it, and I'm going to be putting a lot of work into setting it up between now and then. But that's going to be kind of like a weekends project. I've been working a little bit off camera. Is it summer for me? Yes, it is summer for me. Let's see here. But um, the people who help support through Patreon are also going to be able to put some input into the development of the coming server. Um, and also, there are other perks for supporting through Patreon. So if that interests you, I have a link in the description. All you have to do is follow the link, and you can pick one of the ranks. I have about a half dozen or more ranks over there for different price ranges, going down to as low as a dollar a month. And if that interests you and you wish to support, you can even get your name here on the thank you for all of my streams and videos and stuff, in addition to anything else. But also down in the description, I have links or a link to my Discord. Uh, and on my Discord, I have dozens of very nerdy channels about basically every subject under the sun. And one of the channels is dad jokes. And I like to read dad jokes during my stream at the beginning of my streams and also during redemptions. So I will go ahead and grab the next two dad jokes. What version of Minecraft will the server be? Looks like it's going to be 1.21.4. Let me snooze that. Add. Ba, ba, ba. Dad jokes. There we go. Making your waterbed more bouncy requires spring water. Ay, 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 ay. And I'd never let my children watch the orchestra. There's too much sax and violins. And a freebie just because why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? It got stuck in the crack. Ouch. All right, let's pin here so that I can find this one. Delete this pin. Delete that pin. Do a little bit of housekeeping here. Delete this pin. There we go. I like to put a pin in the Discord channel for where I've left off for the dad jokes so that I can more easily find them. All right. So today we are going to be working on Act 2 of building Chronicon in Minecraft. Let's bring this up over here. I have good. It is actually showing up over there, the paint.net. Boy, these headphones are like 3 times as heavy as the other ones that the ones that I was just using, and I'm having to get used to this extra weight. Ooh, T.O. Grey Hot! They're adding copper armor and tools of copper to Minecraft. Yeah, 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 yeah. They're probably gonna keep adding stuff to Minecraft as long as people keep playing it. Ooh, that's a little warm still, but it's sippable. Ah, nom 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 nom. Tea and a dad joke. Let's go grab another dad joke. Uh, I once pulled a muscle as I was digging for gold, but it was just a minor injury. I took a picture of a field of wheat. It was a grainy picture. And another bonus one. How does Reese eat cereal? With her spoon. Reese eats with her spoon. You see. Anyway, so we are going to go into the first map of Act 2. This is the forest front lines. So let me bring up paint.net. Let's add a new thing here. Pull that down. Uncheck this box. Select this layer. Right click this. Right click that. Make that be the main color there. Basically this entire act is done outdoors with trees and stuff. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm going to do that. It's probably going to be like a back and forth zigzag staggered tree line, but we'll see how it goes. Ba- 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 ba. I need to rename this to the forest front line. There we go. Hopefully that'll be big enough. We'll see. If it's not, then what is this game? This game is called Chronicon. It is a highly replayable RPG that is very loot oriented. Yeah, you can design your character around your stats, but it's really your loot that makes your character shine. Customizing the different character types is uh, most of the fun of this game. And there are, I think, 5 classes. This that I am playing right here is the Mechanist. They are the newest addition to the game. They are a DLC. But besides them, there is the Berserker, there is a Templar, there's a Warlock, and there is, what's the other one? It's the Archer, a Warden, which is basically a Druid. Hey, J-Bob, how are you doing? Good to see ya. I've decided to do a slightly early stream today. Oh, you know what? Whoopee catch at J-Bob. Aw. So, this game, Chronicon, I have, I don't know, like 1,200, 1,300 hours in it logged on Steam. Some of that is me falling asleep with it on, to be fair. But most of it is actually me playing. And I have designed so many different character builds and tested so many different ideas for how I want the play style to be designed. This game has such potential for just so many different kinds of play styles that it is just incredible. Like right now, this character that I have right here, I haven't attacked a single thing. I'm surrounded by an extraordinary number of rotating satellites that just shoot anything they see. So all I have to do is walk past something and it explodes. Um, it's phenomenal. I love this. Let's see here. Now, here's the whole map. So if I start maybe about halfway, is this really the same size map? It is. So this map might be expanding a little bit. We'll see. Doop and doop and switch back to that. The forest front line. So I will come over here and I will select the pencil and I will move this over here. I'll put a pip right there. Made you think it was about weeds? Interesting. Oh, I understand now. That's funny. That's actually kind of funny. Wow. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Chronicon, the premise of the game is it is the far distant future. All loot has been found in the universe, all bosses have been defeated, all wars won, everything has been done already. But there's still a place in the memory of people to want to know about the things that happened And so they developed this thing called the Chronicon, which enables you to go back in time as a witness in the shoes of the hero. And you get to be the hero and experience these events from the past. Like this act 2 is the Elven War. And so you go through and the different acts and experience all the big hallmark things that happened in the distant past. And you get your opportunity to be the hero. It's a fun game. I really love it. So let's see here. This looks like it's a gap of 2, 1, 2. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing for this is I have to set up the perimeter and I have to set up all these little trees and stuff so that I can use the template of this pixel map that I'm drawing over on that little window to build from that in Minecraft. I am taking this whole game and turning it into a Minecraft adventure map. Okay, so let's see here. I need to do that. That's right there. Okay. This comes down twice and goes down there and goes over, up, and then up again. Oh, wait, no. Down 2, over 1, down 1. There we go. Then we have that, and then that. 2 tree things there, a tree thing there. Um, so this is probably not the most exciting kind of content most people would expect from this game. This game, it tends to, once you get a high enough level character,
that's no great loss either.
it tends to be a very fast-paced, action-packed game. But for the purposes of what I'm doing, uh, drawing every little contour of the map, it's a whole different vibe for this project. Uh, a dad joke, you say? Do, do, do. Dad jokes. If I had to get rid of one part of my body, it would be my spine. Sometimes I think it's holding me back. I see. How do you stop a bull from charging? Take away its credit cards, of course. A bull in a china shop. Just take away his credit card. So these new headphones, apart from being rather heavy compared to the previous ones, are they are good. They are worth every single penny. Um, I got they're called Audis Maxwells. They're $300, and I figured if I'm going to keep spending money on headphones, because the last pair that I just went through lasted me about a year ish, but it almost immediately started falling apart. So if I'm going to spend $70 every year on a pair of headphones, How's about instead of doing that, I spend some money upfront on headphones that I only have to buy once. That's the idea, and, it is my hope that these will last me a while, especially because we paid for the 2.5 year, warranty so that if, they do break within the next 2.5 years, I can shipping included, I can just send them back, say, "Hey, something is wrong with my headphones, please fix," and get them fixed, and I will probably just go ahead and mark on my calendar when that is and just just have it taken care of and say, "Hey, it's been" oh, I don't know, "it's been misbehaving in some way," or by then I might have 2.5 years of wear and tear on it, and it includes normal cosmetic wear and tear in the warranty. So, it is just leaps and bounds better than any other headphone that I probably could have found, and I just decided I don't want to have to keep buying new headphones every single year, just to have them break within a few months, and then me put tape on them and try to make them last long enough to justify owning them. Tired of that. Very annoying. So, this is my attempt at being fiscally responsible, when it comes to my headphones, at least. And I tend to do the same sort of things with, uh, other stuff that I own. My shoes, I spent a decent amount of money on some real good leather, high top boots and other aspects of my existence are, treated in a similar way. Like when I would get motor oil, I would get, a brand called Royal Purple because it is formulated to be literally the best kind of motor oil you could put in your car. Uh, and the thinking is, if you only have $10 to spend on shoes, you're only gonna get $10 shoes. But if you put some tape on those shoes and just make them last a little bit longer and save up and buy $30 shoes, they won't last 3 times as long as the $10 shoes. They will tend to last, you know, a year, just for my example. And so then you, instead of spending $10 for 12 months, so $120 in a year for shoes, you spend $30 for a year of shoes. And then that extra $90 could be put towards, I don't know, even better shoes or something else that you can get a better quality version of. And I like to try to live my life after that, template of just get the best that you can afford because, uh, planned obsolescence is a thing, and it tends to be that the pricier things are, the longer they will last. That tends to be the way it works. That feels like that is too close because that is too close. That's why. Boop, 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 zoop, and a boop. So, I just spend the extra bucks up front, and it saves a lot of heartache. Alright, now this Tip 2 goes over there, that goes there, and this is that shape, and we have a little Tetris looking thing there. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I subsisted with my last headphones for as long as I possibly could. They are so coated in Gorilla Tape that they are no longer black headphones, they are white headphones, and they are gooey, and they are so loose that whenever I would turn my head, the headphones would stay in place three-dimensionally, and my head would turn inside them, and then my headphones would turn. And if I tilted my head the wrong way, they would just fall off. These headphones, these are on here, but, because of the, uh, extra weight, I have a feeling I'm finally going to experience what other people have experienced, in the line of gaming injuries, and, the 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 thing is, a lot of people don't realize until they have it pointed out that if they wear these big, fancy, heavy headsets, they will tend to get a dent in the top of their head, in their skull, an indentation that is an actual physical thing, a gaming injury caused by wearing headphones for gaming. It is hilarious. Um, and I have not owned heavy headphones until this one. This is this is my first time having heavy headphones. And another thing, by the way, is people tend to say that as a whole, heavier things tend to be more valuable. And that's not just a cosmetic kind of thing, although sometimes it is the same sort of vibe. Louder vacuums seem like they work better. Not they don't actually, but they just feel like they work better because they are louder. They have an optics aspect to them that makes people feel like they're getting their money's worth by having, a loud vacuum cleaner. So same sort of thing with uh, purchases. They feel like, well, this is heavier than this one, so because it's heavier, it must be better quality. To a point, though, especially with electronics, that tends to be true. If it's heavier, it tends to be higher quality, production of goods, and, these are definitely some heavy headphones. I I was not expecting them to be as much of an oomph of a purchase as they are, but I'm hoping that these are going to just last me as long as I need them. Uh, this is that's in the wrong spot. Something is in the wrong spot. Not that, not that. That goes in there. That cuts in over there, and that goes there. And there's this. That goes up. Comes over to that goes up. That goes up. That loops over. Down to now. Alright, alright, alright. That's right, that's right, that's right. That is not right. There we go. Yeah, building these maps Oh, the sound is so much better. Sorry. It's gonna be a while probably before I get fully used to having these new headphones. It's gonna be, like a kid in a candy shop for some time for me, and I'm fine with that. But it is the sound is so notably cleaner. That's the best way I can describe it. It is cleaner than, uh, the way it used to be. This is great. Um, on. This goes like that, and then that's there, that's there, that, that, there's that. Okay, cool. S Measure twice, cut once. Alrighty. Now I need to put in, let's go with this color for the road, for the path. Is that gonna work? Um, Orange? Is that gonna be better? Orange is better. Okay. Now, unlike all of the previous maps, or at least most of the previous maps up until this point, um, there's no rhyme or reason to the layout of any of this. There is some innate rule set for how certain things connect and where things end up, but largely the the structure of this is just this random mess. And so I am going to be unable to do what I did for Act 1, which is just copy paste large swaths of the map or of the sections of the map and reuse them for others. There's no doing that with this. And as a result, this is going to be a much lengthier process for specifically this act. And I think Act 5 is also going to have a little bit of trouble as well. But this one specifically is it's gonna be, I'll say, fun. Um, Something is not mathing here. Yeah, this should be level with that. So why is it not? It's because That goes there. Hooray for sanity checks. And there's that. This comes back over. That comes over. Down, over, down. And then we have this little skip. Does that line up with this? It does. Love it when something lines up. Might as well just do this path first. That way I can use it as a guidepost for some of the other aspects of the build. Now let's get rid of the overlay. That goes under, up and over, skip 2. So this little loop is the same as that loop, but it's not like I can reasonably justify copying lengths of paths. This whole map is going to be drawing it 1 pixel at a time, and that's fine. I knew what I was getting into. But it is going to be definitely much less quick. So anyway, other news. I have for sure settled on what I think is going to be the version for at least getting started for making the server for Minecraft. It is going to be 1.21.4 because that is the version right now that has the most availability of things and the most stability of resources for servers and also just uh, interactability with each other and availability of support and all that kind of stuff. And I want to right off the bat offer as many high quality things as I possibly can so that people have so much to do that all of their reward systems just fire off and go, yes, give me all of the things. And while everything is still in the planning and development stage, I have a very good idea of how I am going to be manifesting most aspects of the stuff. Did I go one too many? Zigzag. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's better. Boo. Let's just make sure everything's still lining up right. Looks like it is. That's good. That comes out there. This has that and then that. This has those. A little snaky area there. And there's that. Goes up and over. Got the double part. That goes up. That comes over. That goes down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Still good. And this goes over once, twice, but not 3 times a lady. I have noticed with these headphones, there is a tendency for some aspects of the audio that I never noticed before to be much clearer. N and it's not just because I have the volume up higher or anything like that. I've adjusted it so that the volume is roughly the way I've always kept it. I don't like loud, just overwhelming stuff in my ears. But I I have noticed that certain sounds, when they play, have a little tick at the end of the sound when it is finished, and that tick is, um, effectively the end of a sound file playing, and I'm sure that this tick has always been present, but I have never heard it in some of the sounds that play. Never heard it before. So this is a bit of an interesting new experience for me. I think that that right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So now we have down to over 1 again, over 2, up like that. There's this, uh, notice there's that. That sound, that Pokemon sound, does not have the little tick noise that happens to finish off the sound file. But the RPG bot sound that I picked, it does have this little click at the very end of it. Uh, speaking of Pokemon, Check. Yeah, I've got it. Catch. One other thing about these headphones, I'm gonna be gushing about these headphones for a while. I do not apologize. But, one other aspect of them is the amount of sound dampening to everything around me. Noises that I used to hear very clearly are now largely inaudible. I have to really strain to even come close to hearing the air conditioner, and it's all of 10 feet away, if that. Um, this this really is an amazing headphone. I cannot state it enough how happy I am with it, and that's just I've only just started using it today. It showed up in the mail or, as a delivery today. It's so new that I'm still messing with settings. And even with that, this is leaps and bounds beyond any headphone I have ever used in the past at all, bar none. All right, let's see here. That is not right. That is also not right. It is supposed to be here. Boop, 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 and boop. That's over 3 up 2. Okay, yeah, that's right. It goes there. This goes up 2. That goes up 2. All right. So this is too long for me to just eyeball, so I'm gonna have to build this in. So why don't I build this and then work my way back? Or I guess go back and work my way forward. Actually, I should probably do that first. This is right there. Mhm, mhm. Okay. Oops. Light gray. So road map for this road map. Wow. Uh for the steps of what I'm working on here. I am going to be for I suppose most weekdays for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be mainlining working on this project. Because I am starting to get tired of my saying to myself, I will eventually get around to doing such and such. Well, that's a problem. I don't want to eventually get around to it. I just want to do it. And I'm the guy who's in charge of making it happen. So it is up to me to see to it that I get my projects started and get them worked on. Uh, oh, is this does that go there? No, it doesn't. It goes one further even. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we have a discrepancy. This is supposed to align with that. Okay. This is good here. 1, 2, 3. That is a gap of 3 right there. Then it sticks up, and that goes over there. That is a T-shaped Tetris thing, and that is a T-shaped Tetris thing, and then it goes up higher there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is supposed to be a gap of 3. This ah, there's the problem. That was too close. That's why I'm glad I decided to get the road in place concurrently. That way I can have a sanity check. Alright. So anyway, back to the roadmap. I'm going to be working on this project, mainlining the task on weekdays, and then on weekends, I'll be doing the work on the refuge, probably. Um, but, whilst doing this wait, what happened here? Oh, there's just nothing there. That's what it is. Um, or I guess after I have finished building the map itself, I am going to need to learn how to make data packs. And I will probably be working on learning that live as well. That way, I can have sort of a rundown of my whole experience of building this adventure map from scratch so people know the process that I went through, starting with this, uh, going one pixel at a time and laying out the map, and then taking this map template and using it to do building in Minecraft. And then once the structure of the map is complete, 1, 2, there. Once the structure of the map is complete, um, putting in some of the other details, and then figuring out along the way what I want to do with command blocks versus trying to get data packs to work. Ideally, I will be able to uh, do my own data packs without having to rely on ones that other people have done. But I am concerned that I might be biting off more than I can chew when it comes to making custom bosses. We will see. Uh, hello, cof- mycofauna. Oh, mycofauna. Mushroom animals. I love it. Uh, Whoopee catch at mycofauna. Hello and welcome. I know you're here for the boss battle. Oh, did my stream hiccup? No, don't tell me my stream hiccuped. RPG boss battle. Did my stream actually already hiccup? There is nothing going on with my network. Why? 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 No, it didn't. It didn't hiccup. It was successfully connected. Battle Pass now in stores. Also claim your free 3D. Then why is it saying that they have now successfully connected? I was already connected. I don't have any notification saying that I had a connection hiccup. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, um, I I am hoping that I will be able to either make my own uh data pack to serve the purposes that I need, or barring that, contact uh the people who have already put the work into making data packs that do what I want to have happen during the course of the gameplay of the adventure map, and say, hey, I am making an adventure map. I would like to include your data pack as part of the experience. Um, but I want to try, if I can, to avoid having to use someone else's data pack. I would much rather make my own. So a recap, I guess, of the roadmap is do the pixel map, use the pixel map to build in Minecraft. Then once in Minecraft, reference the game to put texture on the actual floor, walls, and ceilings. And then, oh, do I have this Pokemon? Pokecat or check Pokecatch. I do. And then figure out what needs to be done with data packs versus what can be done with command blocks. I want to avoid mods. I want to avoid plugins. I want it to be a self-contained map. And then once I finish this project, that really 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's right. Once I finish this project, I will be moving on to probably uh, updating the Wolfenstein 3D adventure map to include more modernized stuff, more modern Minecraft attributes. And then after that, I think I will, when it comes to making adventure maps, I will have already gotten the server up and going, and I will probably be splitting my time between working on the adventure map that's going to be on the server, v- and then uh, the rest of the time working on uh, I don't know, maybe Spear of Destiny, another Wolfenstein style game, or Blake Stone, which is like Wolfenstein in space, sci-fi stuff. But I want to keep making these. I'm having a lot of fun doing them, and I recognize the at least in myself the ability to do them. I I would like to think I'm fairly okay at what I'm doing. So that is the general gist of the look ahead. Oh, that's that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I've gotten lost in counting. That is level with that. Okay, good. So anyway, um, that's the general look ahead at what my plan is for this project and a little bit of some other projects. Um, 1, 2, 3, and that comes over, and that's level with that. Awesome. Love it when a measurement works out. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Boop, 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 boop. And then that comes over like so. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that comes over. Uh, I'm definitely gonna have to move the canvas around, I think, but I don't know by how much. So what I'll do first is select all this and then just move it up for now. And then once I get the low spot, I'll move it down to there and then see how little extra stuff I need to do to get things to fit. But I suspect that this is not going to be wide or tall enough. We'll see. All right, there's this. Deselect that. One other fun aspect about doing this is I like to be at least moderately competent with as many things as I can be. And
You're just wasting your breath, and that's no great loss either.
why, thank you. And wait, why is this black? Did I select the wrong one? Oh, I did. My mic sounds different. Yes, yes, it does. This is a brand new Audeze Maxwell headset. I got my headset in. Some more dad jokes. Let's go get some dad jokes. Ba, 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 ba. Puns about poop aren't my favorite, but they're a solid number 2. Wow. Okay. My uncle was fired from a clockmaker's factory yesterday. Apparently, he sat there making faces all day. But lot of bass, lot of bass. Yes. Sounds like a radio host mic. This is basically the best head gaming and streaming headset, mic'd headset that there is on market at the time. I went ahead and said, you know what? $300 now is probably going to save me money in the long run. And that is the hope that carried me through the purchase. Doop and doop and a doop. That is not wide enough. So what did I count wrong? That's supposed to be 3. Is that right? That is right. You got a $40 one with a replaceable mic bit. Mic attachment is 2.5. So here's the thing. I have my headset on all day. I live on my computer largely. And um I it's just normal wear and tear. Taking it off and putting it back on every time I have to get up is going to cause a large amount of fatigue to the materials, especially the plastics for any headset that I have. So I figured if I'm gonna be fatiguing it, I might as well get a good headset and just be done with it. And this is the test. If this headset breaks in the same amount of time, well, I'll be able to, at least redeem the, warranty, but if it breaks in the same amount of time as the other headsets, then I'll know it's not worth spending $300 on a, headset. But if it lasts, then the investment absolutely pays for itself. Um, but after the first 3 months of my last headset, the like you said, the ear padding thing started to give out. Now, there's a replacement thing, but then after 3 months of that, that padding started to go out too. What do you know? Um, there's that. That comes over. It goes like this. This goes up. So then for the next almost year total, um, I have been having to deal with falling apart earpieces, um, warping, bending, breaking plastic, crumbling plastic for the actual structure and body of the headset. And I have been adding there's more Gorilla Tape on my headset than there is headset. And the Gorilla Tape started deteriorating too, and I didn't wanna deal with that anymore, so I just said, "You know what? Let's finally replace my headset." And that's where we are. New headset. New headset, who dis? Oh, yeah, I use good tape. When I'm going to do something, especially something that I feel is, a quality of life improvement, I tend to try to use the good quality version of the thing. So, I don't use duct tape, I use Gorilla Tape. You're gonna tape something, mean it. Right, this is that part is there. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 from this. No, 3 from that. 4 from that. Is that right? Let's see here. Put this guy in up here. Then that leads down to that. Yeah, that's good. The harder you press, the harder it sticks. Yeah, you can loosely put on Gorilla Tape, but as soon as you clamp it down, it's on there. It's good. Mute Google so you can get gaming. All right. Enjoy your gaming. Pokemon. Pokey check. I don't think I have this one. Wow, I do have this one. Pokey catch. Let's see if we can get another one. It'll be satisfactory, most likely. Alrighty then. I don't know if this is going to be a long stream for me or if this is going to be an average like 4 hour stream or what. All I know is I was awake and kind of excited to
Tea Earl Grey hot.
thank you. Kind of excited to start using my new headset, and force myself to actually do it. Because honestly, there for a while, I was getting comfortable with not streaming, and I didn't like that. So I said, let's force myself to stream so I can get back in the habit of it because I was still gaming even when I wasn't streaming and still working on projects even when I wasn't streaming. So figure might as well get the stream going. Tiro Grey Hot. Now the first like 6 or 7 or 8 weeks of my little break, I actually honestly was focusing on my writing because in addition to everything else, I'm an author and I need to act like it. I have been putting off working on some of my writing and instead spending all of my time streaming. And while that's still in a way productive, it doesn't get me any new books published. It's not that kind of productivity. So I wanted to get some writing done, and I, uh, I did get a bunch done. I refreshed my memory on a lot of my projects. I dusted off some other projects and, um, put a fresh coat of paint on them, and now have you know what? Why don't I just fill this in? Because otherwise that'll confuse me. Um, put a fresh coat of paint on some other parts, added aspects of some stories to others. Like, one of the things I do is I'll get an idea for a scene and not know what I'm going to include it in, but I'll write the scene down and it'll just sit in a folder somewhere for ages and ages. And then when the time is appropriate, it says, "Ah, I would be perfect for this story." And then I get to use it. So I found a bunch of those and thought that I could include them in different aspects of some other stories that I have since been working on, and I found homes for a number of them, actually. Do, do, doop, and do, boop, boop, boop. You recall when you found me on YouTube, you remember saying you'll follow on Twitch, but don't really use it? Haha, look at me now. And I didn't use Twitch at first, but I when I realized that I was ignoring an opportunity for, having an additional audience all for, a reasonably low cost of multi-streaming, I figured there's no reason not to do Twitch. I've also noticed that Streamlabs has a new option for streaming to Kick. It has gotten rid of the streaming to TikTok, and I'm not going to go into the political reasons for that, but there are. Uh, but now there is an option for streaming to a platform called Kick. So I am slowly looking into whatever Kick is all about to see about starting to add my streaming to that. Regular OBS is lagging like crazy. Yeah. I noticed that regular OBS was starting to be a pain a couple years ago. That's actually what prompted me to start using Streamlabs. And boy, I didn't like changing that going from regular OBS to Streamlabs OBS. For me, that was a stressful life event. But we grow, change, we adapt. As the book says, adapt or die. And I'm fairly okay at adapting. It's just it's really stressful sometimes. Right? Yeah, that's right. Alright, there's that. Get out of my way, pet. There's that, there's that. That's there. This comes over, goes down 1, goes over 2, and then there's that. Then it goes over 2, and then there's this. And then it goes boop, 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 and boop. Nope. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, I was so happy. I Part of the anxiety for switching over to Streamlabs was like, I'm gonna have to set all this stuff up again. And so I had already started gathering all the information I needed for setting up the scenes and all that kind of stuff. That was before I knew how easy it was gonna be. Um, and so I launched Streamlabs OBS, and it just everything popped in. I was so relieved. It was a soothing balm. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then that? Is that right? This lines up with that? Yes, it does. Okay. Oh, I suppose I can move all of this down. So let's select this. And then move you down to here. And then fill the background. Zoom back in. And then there. All right. Positive or negative what? Oh, sand crabs that I missed. I realized as I was noticing them that it was over. Anyway. Oh, there's a gnat in here. Why? Where'd you come from? Why are you in here? I have no food this time. What? Where'd you go? You're gonna be bouncing off my forehead for the next couple hours, aren't you? You booger. Positive or negative to the question you didn't ask? Hmm. The question you didn't ask. Is that like the road you didn't take? Let's switch back to not the paint bucket. If you are looking for insights or advice on actions to take, If it's a yes, no, or two choice option, assign the two choices to heads and tails. And it may seem silly, but assign it to a physical coin, heads and tails, and then flip that coin. You will know as soon as that coin goes in the air which one you're hoping it lands on. That's the one you do. The coin is to help you decide. The coin doesn't choose for you. Now, if you don't have any feelings either way, then you'll know that you didn't really care which one, and you were just looking for not having to make the choice yourself. But if you actually want to make a decision on something, using a coin toss can drastically help because ultimately what you're doing is you're trying to figure out what course of action you want to pursue that will have, at least as far as time is concerned, it will have a notable effect on your resource consumption. And largely, you're looking for permission from the universe to either go ahead with the task or pick something else. That's almost always what those sorts of decisions amount to. And the universe largely is uncaring. So instead of asking the universe, what you do is you ask your subconscious. You say, "Hey, subconscious, what do I really actually want to do?" And that's what the coin toss is. You were deciding if you wanted to just play or play and let others see. So play alone or stream. I've had to do that mental gymnastics a lot. What was that? What was that? Oh, oh, uh, hello, oh, Cuddles. Oh, that's that sound. Oh, there's the message. I need to where why is this button over here? That's why I struggled so much. Hi, Cuddles. I'm streaming early today. How are you? Also, thank you for the 9 months. As always, it is greatly appreciated. Oh, hey, Loki, since you're in the chat, um, I have been working toward putting together uh, a Minecraft server. You left already? Um, uh, and I am in the planning and development stage. Uh, would you be interested in being involved in helping the design of that, or do you not really want to get much into Minecraft? Because I value the input of my peers, and uh, having more eyes on something does help. But if it's just going to be like a passing thing, you don't really want to be involved in the production and development and all that kind of stuff, then I don't want to drag you into something you don't wanna do. But I've set up a channel on the Discord and uh, it is going to be where we are discussing the development of the layout and functions and all that for the server. Sorry, I'm rearranging icons on my Windows launch bar because apparently something caused a little bit of a shuffle. That is weird. How'd that get there? Calculator goes over here by paint and the clippy tool. And notepad can stay there. Weird. Things got shuffled. I know sometimes when I'm playing a game on this screen, my mouse is actually actively doing something on the other screen and I don't realize it until it's too late. And I've caught that happening several times. So I have a feeling that that's what some of this is about, but it's certainly not all of it. There was some jiggling around of my icons. All right, here we go. Minecraft was actually what made you swap off OBS. It was the thing that started lagging it somehow. It was totally fine until you started hosting. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Here's the thing. If you are hosting the server on the same computer that you're playing the server on, uh, basically you are running twice as much Minecraft, and Minecraft is very resource intensive, especially the Java version. Um, so now you've got two very resource intensive games using the uh, GPU or GPUs for vast amounts of math co-processing and whatnot. And then you've got OBS, which is not as streamlined as it probably ought to be, which is also dipping into your GPU resource pool. So if you don't have a fantastic graphics setup, if you are doing Minecraft and OBS at the same time, you're gonna just tank on your frames. It's gonna suffer a lot. And this is actually another reason why I want to actually make a server so that I can just simply join the server remotely and record and stream and do my stuff on the server without having to worry about the longevity of some of my projects that I do want to do. You got a 4060, but excuse me. Uh, is it the 4 gigabyte, 6, 8? Um, the amount of VRAM that you have for your video card. Oh, you got 16 gig, and it was tanking? What have you done, OBS? At least Streamlabs OBS is good, but wow. 16 gigabytes, and it was tanking with Minecraft. Were you doing other graphics intensive stuff in the background? I don't get why it would tank that much if it was just Minecraft, hosting server, joining the server, and then recording. Weird. Huh. Okay. Well, you have baffled me then. I don't know what to say. If it if OBS, if plain OBS has fallen behind that much, I'm glad that I decided to switch to Streamlabs OBS when I did. You did everything Reddit suggested? Yeah. Reddit's usually pretty good. Between Reddit and, uh, tech help videos from, YouTube channels based in India, you basically have all the tech support you'll ever want, and if you can't solve it using those, resources, then it likely cannot be solved. But, yeah, Streamlabs OBS is fantastic by comparison, uh, and it seems like even more so than I know because of what you're saying. That's weird, though, that it would tank that much. I don't like that. It used to be that you could, easily substitute one for the other, and while there really isn't a lot of benefit of just sticking to plain OBS, um, some people want a simpler experience, and that, I guess, is its own benefit, but, I guess if that's the case, it's not even worth suggesting as an alternative anymore. Rip. Ripperoni. That goes there, that goes there. Twitch abandons dude. Yeah, 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 that's right. That's right! That also helped me with my decision, was discovering the Twitch thing. Gap of 3, gap of 3. Then this comes up over there. Is that right? No, no, it's not. So, Cuddles, welcome to the stream anyway, as I was interrupting myself with before. Um, have you seen, have you heard about the word bird, bird, bird? Bird is the word. No, but seriously, have you noticed the invite to the new, Discord sub channel? The thread that I put over in the Minecraft area called Refuge 2 Electric Boogaloo. 2, 3. Boop, put that there. Alright, that is level with that, and that looks like a gap of 4, but we can compare it to the road above. That lines up with that, perfect. Discord's been acting up. Can't load. If the, app is not running, you can possibly run Twitch through the web page. It's the same access. Some people have easier time using the web browser, for Twitch than the actual app itself. I was wondering why you were typing at me and you were still grayed out. Says you're offline. And that is that. That is that. That is
Tea Earl Grey hot.
there we go. That's above there. Okay, cool. Tea. Less points broke today. Spent most of them the first day I was back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're just using the desktop, but you can't load any of the stuff. Hmm. What about on the tablet? I'm just trying to figure out if we can get some sort of workaround. Ba, ba, ba. That's good. That's right. And that comes over here. And this keeps on zigzagging up. That is that one. This goes up 2, comes down, goes over like that, and then over 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Good. But yeah, I sometimes I tablet for Discord, especially if I have something that I think of as I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to get back up and go to the other end of the house and mess around with that. So I'll just open up the Discord app and message everyone that way or whatever. Um, that is in the wrong spot. That is over 1 too far. 1, 2. Oh, I see why I measured it funny that way. Okay, cool. That lines up with that. That's that. Okay, awesome. Discord is open. When you try to load general, it shows a message, can't load page or something like that. Ooh. Have you I know that this sounds very tech support of me, but honestly, it's an important question to ask. Have you tried uninstalling the Discord desktop app and then reinstalling it fresh? Boo, 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 boo. As far as Cuddles' activity is concerned, the the uptime tends to be pretty low. Computer doesn't get kept on, like, for instance, mine does all the time. And so it reboots frequently. Ah, something is wrong with my count over here. Yeah, they don't close, they go to the background. Yeah, a lot of stuff does that. Those sorts of programs are called TSRs, terminate, stay resident. Uh, that okay, how does this one line up? Is that's good. So everything up to there is good. So now I just come over like this. That has a gap of 1. Awesome. This has a gap of 1, 2, 3, and then it does that. So the problem is here. Okay, the problem is here. Because this needs to be 1 closer. Ah! So that's 4, not 5. Aha! Ta-da! Found the problem. Okay. So we have a bunch more of this zigzaggy stuff. That goes there. That's level with the top of that. This goes here. All right. Yeah, that's right. So one more there. Goes over 2, comes out like this, and over 2 and up 1. Oh, wait, no. That should be 1 apart. So what have I done wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's right. Aha! And there's that and that. Awesome. They started the phase out for 10. Yes, they did start out the phase out for 10. Um, but there's going to be um a at least another decade and a half buffer. There is a style of the operating system called uh long-term something or other, LTSC, and it's designed for businesses that just want to be able to have an operating system and not have to keep updating it all the time, something that's just gonna run. But it will continue to be, uh, s if not actively updated, then at least generally supported because, you know, businesses want to make sure that they're buying the right thing the first time when possible, and so the result of that is if they find an operating system that they think is gonna work, and then all of a sudden that OS pulls the rug out from under them, well, guess what operating system they're never gonna use again? Your last PC kept yelling at you to upgrade to 11. Yeah, my computer back here, my Windows 7 computer is constantly yelling at that, but it works just fine. It still works, it just there's some software that won't run on it or won't run, um, effectively, and then, there's just the matter of, uh, security updates, but there's also the advantage of if you don't like to have to keep getting updates on your operating system, running an older OS means you don't have to worry about continually having to deal with those updates. But the updates are there for honestly a good reason because people are always trying to find back doors into things and they like to patch their operating systems to make it so users are safer. Because there again, if a user has a bad experience, they will switch operating systems. And while there's not a lot of operating systems on the market, a lot of them that are complete do function well enough to completely replace any need for having Windows outright. That does not line up. Windows, Linux, and Mac are the main operating systems, but there are plenty of obscure, often silly ones that work just fine. That goes there. Yeah, it goes there. This is did I put that up too high? No, I didn't. That's up 2. That's over 2. Is there oh, oh, ho, ho. Oh, what's this? That's up too high for that. If I go in there, I'm even with that. That's good. And that's good. And that lines up here? No. With respect to that, that is there. So what's going on? Where's the miscount? Most of the portable OS are just repackaged Linux. Honestly, Mac is just repackaged Linux or Unix or whatever. But there are operating systems that are developed just for like Raspberry Pis and stuff, very simplistic things that do everything that needs to be done. So there are other options. Okay, so where's my math? Not mathing. Let's come back down over here. That's right. This is right there with a gap of 1, and this going here is level with oh, no, that's supposed to be like that. And this is a gap there. And 1, 2, 3, and that's a gap there, and that gap there, and that's a gap there, and that lines up with that. Okay. Huh, marshmallow cookie. I forgot that they do some of the names of their builds. They named them after food things. I forgot about that. That's funny. Marshmallow cookie, um, biscuit, I think was one that I'm seeming to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is the right distance here. That's the right placement there. This goes up above that. This is just fine there. Where does this line up? So this is supposed to be lined up with that. You know what? It doesn't really matter. This doesn't have to be perfect. No one's gonna go, ah, that one piece is off. No one will care. No one. All right. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, that's off though. Yeah. It's either something in here that's wonky or something out here. What have we got? That is oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that I see. So, because of the pixel offset, I bet there's probably gonna be lots of instances where I have some miscounts. Okay, well, we are just going to oh, it is 6:30 PM. That's an ancient alarm. Uh, you're just gonna deal And yes, figure out something here is misaligned, something there is misaligned, something there's misaligned. Oh my god, I found it! I found the problem! Haha! Merp. And move you over by 1 and move this over. That's that. That does that. That goes like so. And then this gets pulled down by 1. Alright. Now does everything line up? It does. So the problem was I had 1 too many steps right there. Oh, anyway, um, w you wanted to show me some how? How do you have so much earth, fire, fury, rage? How? How did you do that? Was there an event? Was there a day of bad programming that was highly exploitable that I would love to have been around for had I known? Teach me your ways, magic man. Oh. Oh! Made streamers mana not regen? Huh. That sounds like the opposite of a problem. That is actually one thing that I've sort of fallen behind on. In order to better utilize my bandwidth, I have not been staying lurking in people's streams, and so I have not gotten as many 1, 2, 3 okay, yeah. I've not gotten as many of the rewards as I used to be getting. That's there. There's that, and there's that, and then that's there. This is up 2. This is there, that's there, and then over 2 like that. Sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then over 1, and then down 2, then a little oh, but you go back.
Dreadwolf_22 has redeemed TTS.
Hello, Dreadwolf.
Ask a question. Banana nana 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 nana.
Wise, thank you for the bunch of bananas. Actually, I have, maybe that's where the gnats come from. I have some bananas in the kitchen, but they're, they're in a bunch and they're further back in the kitchen. I say gnats. I've only seen the one gnat today.
Dreadwolf_22 has redeemed TTS. Ask a question. Banana nana nana carrot banana nana nana nana.
Banana carrot. You snuck a carrot in there. What is this, healthy food? Actually, believe it or not, carrots are fairly sweet. As vegetable type things go. I might not need to adjust the size of this map. This might be exactly the size that I need. There's that, there's that. There's that. That's the end of the walkway there. And this goes up by 2. This comes over here. It goes up like that. This is in line with that. That's good. This goes up to right there. That skips 2. That skips 2 and goes over. That skips 3 and goes over. This is diagonal 1. This is in line with that. That's there. This is gonna be very close. Oh, you've reminded me. I need to go, RPG Raid Desert. No quest item. I've been fish slapped. The humanity. The carnage. Alright, this goes up 4 total. Over 2. Loops 1, 2, 3 stairs. Then down 1. Then up like that. And then over. Oops. Like so. Then down. That's the top of the map. I don't have to. Oh, wow. Amazing. It all fits with room to spare. Outstanding. So now I just need to do this part. Moopsie to Moopsie squared, or Moopsie to the power of Moopsie is pretty terrifying. What is Moopsie? Do I want to know what Moopsie is? I suspect that I should probably be careful with what I ask for. There's that. There's that. That goes around there. That skips that. This comes down over here. That goes down. This goes down like so. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like, with a little thing here. And then that goes down 2. And hey, look at that. It lines up. I love it when stuff lines up on the first time. Glad I fixed that one thing. All right. That's that. This is that gap there. Okay. Bone sucking creature from Star Trek Lower Decks. Okay. So by bone-sucking creature, you mean it is a creature that sucks bones? Or is it a creature that sucks, but the creature is made of bones? I feel it's important to know the distinction. One, two, three, four, five teeth. One, two, three, one, two, three, four, five teeth. Okay, cool. And so then this comes over like that, and then down one, two, three. And then this has a gap of two, then like so, and then like so. And then right here's a 3 by 3. Diagonally over. Oh, that's beautiful. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Dreadwolf_22 has redeemed TTS. Ask a question. IRC liquefies the bones of a creature then sucks the bones up. I'll check memory beta to make sure.
Because it feels like it's a good idea to know what you're getting yourself into. Like some of these creatures you could invite to dinner, and some you shouldn't. So that is lined up with that. Perfect.
Dreadwolf_22 has redeemed TTS. Ask a question. A Moop C is definitely in the latter category.
So not to be invited to dinner. Gotcha. Um, This is one too far over. There's that. There's that. That's good. That's in line with that. Has a gap right there. That's good. This one, that is not lined up. Ah, that is right. That's right. That's all right. It's something up here is not. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter which pixels go where. But I do want to know why this is not lining up. That's good. That lines up with that. So it's something in this area is incorrect. That's in line with that. That's in line with that. That goes over like so. That is. Oh. Oh. Move this. Okay. Sit up straight. All right. Does this line up now? No, it doesn't. That lines up with that just fine. Okay. Okay. All right. So I moved all of that over one to account for this because I had missed this spot here. And that comes down over there. Then this should be level with that. This should be down 1. Why isn't it down 1? What terrible mistake have I made? Where has my math failed me? So this is all right up to here, for sure. That is right now. That's right. This is 4 blocks over. That's good. That's good. That's 2. That's 1. And that's 3. And then it comes around here and then does this deal. So this is in line with. Oh, I have fallen for it again. I see. The foliage is up 1 more block than the actual object. The object is the trunk of the tree that's on the ground on this level, but the foliage is up here. But that's still 1 too far
Dreadwolf
north.
_22 has redeemed TTS. Ask a question. Carrot Moopsie.
Carrot Moopsie. There's that. There's that. That's that. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it anymore. Let's just keep going. Let's just let everything come out in the wash, as they say. We are just going to keep on keeping on. And then if we need to add a block here or there, we can. Yeah, something in here is off. But you know what? That's fine. I don't see what's off, but it's definitely something. Okay. So we are going to have that there like so. That up there. This is in line with, oh, oh dear. Yeah, let's do the rest of this stuff first. And then come up. Let's start at the corner, or better yet, let's start over here. At this point, we have a 3x3 right there. Gap of 4 that goes there. This goes here. That goes like this. And that is lined up properly. This starts here and goes up like that. There's one block there. There's one block there. Okay. This is halfway between both of those. And then it zigzags up. This is level with the bottom of that. That's level with that. That's level with the gap, it looks like. Yeah. So then this that's level with that. So that goes there. Like so. Then that's 4 tall. That comes over. That comes over. That goes like that. That goes like so. Okay. And then like that. Now above this, we have 3 tall. That's in line with this piece here. Okay, so that lines up now. And I just did a little bit of fudging in here to make it all line up and be consistent elsewhere. Okay. Well, that was annoying. What's really annoying, oh my god, most of the maps on this act are gonna be this much of a problem. It is going to be this all the way down. And I'm okay with that. It's just, boy. 1, 2, and then that's 3. And that becomes a 2 there, and then it goes 1, 2, and a 3. And the 2 goes above that, that's perfect. There's that 1, and there's this one. And then this comes down 1, 2, 3. Outstanding. That goes there. Perfect. That's 4. And we have this and that. That goes there. Then skip 2. Maloo. That. 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 That line up there? It does? Oh, sort of. It does. Uh, that all needs to go up 1. Boy. That's in line with that. This skips 2. That's in line with that. This should skip 2. 1, 2, 3. And then that's 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So why are you like that? Again, it's not a huge problem, but I would like to know why it's like that. Oh. Oh. Okay. With respect to that, that is not aligned. And all of this can go down 1. Oh, that's what's going on. There we go. And that goes over there, right? Or something like that. That's in line with that. That goes up, that goes over. Oh, no, that is right there. Almost done with this level. And then after this, there's, let's see here. A small clearing and then the ranger outpost. So there's only 2 little small maps. I do have to go in and fill in where all the, these little booby traps are, where all the NPCs are, where all the shrines and chests and all that are located. As far as lighting is concerned, there's no automatic lights on this map. So that could pose as a problem. I guess I can make the mobs that spawn in this area tend to drop torches more often. Hmm. 'Tis a thought. All right. Let's see here. We have this area here. There's that. There's that. That goes over 3. This goes down 2, and then 1, and then 1, over 2, down 1. Okay, that's right. That's right. Good, good, good. Oh, wait, no. No, that's right. Goes like that, comes over 2, goes down 1. Ah, I see, I see. Okay. Yep. Some more messed up math over here. I'm not even going to worry about it though. It is close enough for jazz. There we go. That's totally how it looks. Okay. There's that. There's that. That's here. That's here. That's generally okay with that one. Above here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that. And then gap of 2. That. That goes there. It's not quite lined up across the way, but good enough. I don't want to spend all of my time finding the perfect pixel for this project. I just want it to be good enough. Boop. Boop. Nope. Let's come over here. You there. That's a little funny in this area, but that's fine. That's all right. This skips 3, comes up there, comes up there. This goes up to here. that. And there's this over here. That over there. Do a quick sanity check. Boop, 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 boo. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks pretty darn good. Okay. So we have a door there. We have a door here. Wrong color. Just south of that, we have a shrine. Oops. There's a shrine over here. There's a shrine there. No more shrines up there. Okay. So let's go with traps and chests. Okay. Let's do chests first. Right, right. That goes here. And then there's a chest there. There's a chest there. There's that shrine. No chests here. Okay. All right. We have green guy there. Green guy there. Guy there. Guy there. Oh, Is this on here? It is. Red goes there. How long have I been streaming? Oh, okay. All right. Not too bad. I think what I'll probably end up doing is after I finish this map, I'll do the little tiny side one or ones, and then I'll take a break, stop streaming, maybe grab a nap, do some chores, whatever, and then come back and stream again. I think today I'm going to have 2 streams. We'll see if I do grab a nap. It's kind of hit or miss last few days whether I get good sleep in a short amount of time or poor sleep in a long amount of time. I can't seem to reach an even terrain on that, but I want to try to get a second stream in today. There's a chest. All right, what color do I want to use for the traps? Black. Black is the perfect color for the traps. All right, we have a trap right here. How do these look? They look like that. So we have a trap right here. Okay, go up this way. No trap there. Is this a trap? No. That's a trap. It's a trap. There's a trap here. Ever since the shower that I took a couple of days ago, my right ear has been unhappy.
I don't have enough mana.
Where am I'm here? Okay. Found another chest. And a trap right next to the chest. Awesome. Trap there. Trap there. Trap there. Trap here. Trap under that. Trap there. No traps down there. Boop. Okay. And boop there. So I have a couple ideas how I'm going to be working these dart traps into the build. What I was thinking was have a data pack detect, just like with the lights, have a data pack detect when a player is within range of wherever the traps are going to be. This goes here, goes here. Have it do some sort of players near this, and then when the criteria is met, it, instead of turning on a light or placing a block or whatever, it will just do a periodic pop-up of the trap and then have it retreat again. So I'm down there. Then there's another one here. And honestly, depending on how I go about it, I might be able to use one uh action, I guess, to inform the others. So what I mean by that is I place or I detect a player and it says, all right, they're within a certain radius of this block. Let's change this block to a light source. And then it didn't do boss claim. Why didn't it do the actual boss claim? That's weird. It worked when I tested it. Huh. Oh well. Um so if I can get the light thing to work, instead of having it place the light source once, I could have it just auto detect, or no. I wouldn't need to, because I could run them on the same loop. Because once the light source is already replaced, it doesn't have to detect when the player's within range of a certain block type to turn it into a light source of a different type. Because once it's become a light source, it doesn't have to listen for the player near the original block because that block doesn't exist. But for the dart traps, have a periodic cycle so that whenever the player goes within range, it pops up, shoots a dart out or an arrow out in all 4 directions and then pops back down. Or it just, stays up and it doesn't whatever. But there is something that I can do with that to make it work. Hmm. Ideas within ideas. Alright, we have a small clearing, and that's a small clearing, okay. So I make a new map, come in here, I select this one, I fill this with that, select that, and I go into the small clearing. That's a very small clearing. Okay, let's do the border first. Pencil. So I'll put it here like that. And then goes up like this. Up 2 on that side. 1, 2, and 2. And it cuts in. And that's 3. And it zigs out. Out again. Then it's across 4. Down 1. Down 2. And then over 3. Now let's come up here to make sure they line up right. We have zig 1, 2, 3. And this goes up 2, over 3, up 2, up 3, over 1. That's 3 there. Awesome. All right. Now we have pathway. We have up 4. We have a doorway. We have over 1, up 3, like that. There's a path. This goes like this. There's this. Goes up over here. Skip 1. Skip 2. We have a shrine. We have a chest. We have a puzzle. And that's that. Now I go to the other side of the map. Feels good to be able to take a drink without worrying about my headphones sliding off of my head. Okay. Oh my god, I just realized this whole time I didn't have background music. Ah, that's what was missing. Because I clicked play and it didn't it started playing, but it wasn't playing in the headphones.
No.
But
Failed.
I forgot to fix that when I started the stream, so I'm gonna have to do that after I'm done with this stream. What was this one called? A small clearing? A small clearing. Alright, let's make a new one. Boop. Select. Undo that. So yeah, my next stream I will have the background music cooperating and playing. This is called Ranger Outpost. Ranger Outpost. I knew something funny was going on. It just wasn't clicking. Pokemon. Poke check. Poke catch. RPG boss battle. Looks like someone needs to pick a boss. All right. There's that. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Over 1. Up over 1. Up 3 here.
Tea Earl Grey hot.
Zero gray hot. What perfect timing. This is the last mouthful of tea. Nom, 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 nom. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes up 2 and comes over 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is up 2 over 1. And this is up 2 and over. And then that and that. Boop and a boop. And we have this. And then there's those. That's up 3. And over, over, up 3 again. Over like this, down, 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 all the way down like that. We have a door there. We have a door there. We have a waypoint there. And now pathways. Wobie catch at Little Rissy. I did not realize that I was seeing in amongst all the chats, I thought that it was all little Cuddles, but there's little Chrissy, and then I saw that little Chrissy was the MVP of the last boss fight, and thought, "Wait a minute, that was that was today. That had to have been today." Hello, little Chrissy. How are you? Let's see here. Do I have a little Chrissy? I do not. My first little Chrissy, LittleChrissie. Tab, 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 38%. Woohoo! I caught one, I caught one. Anyway, hi and welcome. Good to see you again. I do remember you from the past. I don't think you've chatted much. This goes across like that. That comes up here. That's that. This goes over 2 and then 1. This is 4 long like that. That goes there. Then we have what I can only assume is a ring. Oops. Of path all the way around. Then this goes up 2. And then over like that. Sweet. Ah, save. The next one is going to be called the Southern Advance. Go ahead and preset the map. Do that, click that. Fill the background with white. Southern Advance. Ah. How do I open Jorgen's chest? I don't remember. Why is it boss claim? Why isn't it doing it? Is it because it rapid fires too quick? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand why. I haven't even been attacking these bosses. Oops. Eh, I don't understand why it's doing it. It's spelled right. And when I did the test, uh, 2 days ago, it worked right. Worked right during the stream. I don't get it. I'll have to add it to my things to troubleshoot. Alright, so I think what I need to do is wrap up here, take a break, maybe nap, chores, food, whatever, and come back in, just a few hours, maybe 4 or whatever, and do some more work. I think that's probably gonna be the best bet. Either that or I'm gonna go take a nap, and I will just pass out, and I'll just stream tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. I never can tell. But, yeah, new headphones today and productively built a map. I am happy with the progress. I have also been doing some work in the background on the, let's see here. Let me minimize this. Oh, so when that minimizes, it actually shrinks that out. Um, if I bring up monitor, hey, there we go. I have been working on some structuring for setting up the Minecraft servers. Um, and I have divvied up a number of plugins. There we go. That I am intending on including. Some of them are for adventure, some of them are core stuff, some of them are cosmetic stuff, uh, and essentials and libraries and things like that. And then what I'm going to do is over here, I'm not going to zoom in to let you know in advance what all the words say, but I'm going to decide which of these plugins is going to apply to which of the worlds, and also I need to set up ranking and all the other stuff to get that started. But the ball is rolling over here, and I have things written down and downloaded, and I have begun messing around with stuff. So that is underway. We have some forward momentum on that. Uh, anyway, so if I bring this back up, does it come back up on the OBS or on the Streamlabs? It does. Okay, cool. Now I know. Anyway, let's click over here on the talking head so we can wrap up for the first stream of today. It may be the only stream of today, but I'm starting to get a little googly eyed, so I figure I need to go ahead and uh, call it for right now, grab a nap at least. So thank you guys very much for watching and hanging out and playing RPG Bot and other stuff. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can leave me a message over on the Discord. There's a link in the Discord down in the description. All you have to do when you get there is pick a role, and you can be part of the family over there. Um, also, Cuddles, Loki, Emma, if you are interested in tossing some ideas, I have a uh, a channel over in the Minecraft subsection on the Discord, where I have begun some of the thinking and processing for getting all that started for that. It is a thread. This is my first thread that I've made. Um, safe harbor could work. Uh, but yeah, I have a lot going on the Discord, not just general chat. I have all kinds of different channels for all kinds of nerdy things, and it's also where I do a bunch of my other little behind the scenes stuff. So if that interests you, all you have to do is pick a role over there. I also have stuff available for just um, patrons and other supporters, and there's a link to my Patreon and other means to support my channels down in the description. Oh, I need to make a note to remember music. Music. There we go. I'll just leave this under my keyboard so it's annoying. Let's see here. Any other housekeeping? No, nothing that I can think of. So, there's only a couple of us, so I'm not going to bother rating out right now. But I hope to be back a little bit later tonight. Uh, I don't mind doing a late stream. If I'm going to be working on this stuff, I might as well stream it. Um, so if I get up at a reasonable time, I will be streaming again later. If not, then it'll be tomorrow. Uh, the time, who knows? It's kind of wishy-washy right now. My sleep is all over the place. But I guess until I do show back up, thank you once again for watching. This has been Thorn of Night playing Chronicon, but not so much playing, mapping Chronicon. And I will continue doing this toward the project of building this entire game in Minecraft as an adventure map for the foreseeable future as a main project. If that interests you and you want to see the progress on it and later see how I make the data packs and all that, definitely do check back. But until then, this has been Thorn of Night. Ooh, hold on. We have a Pokemon I don't recognize. Pokecheck. Well, I have it. Pokecatch. Anyway, this has been Thorn of Night. Working on the Chronicraft is what I'm calling it for right now. And I'll be doing it again tomorrow for sure. Maybe even later tonight. Until